This video has been supported by my Patreons. With the support I get from them, I can give you guys regular content and updates. It also helps me improve my channel and go to overseas conventions more often. So what are you waiting for? Go check me out on Patreon, and from just $1 a month, you can support me and the channel, get personal fursuit making help, and get some great rewards. Hope to see you there. Enjoy the video. Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's video. Today I'm going to be going through my fursuits. All of them. In order of creation, to show you how my style has grown and changed over the years. Okay. So without further ado, let's get on into it with my first... oh boy. Yeah, Skyehigh 1 isn't the most excellent fursuit. A late friend of mine once described it as a moomin with a Dorito on its nose. This was made using a very old tutorial. I don't even know if it still exists anymore. All the fur is glued rather than sewn, and there's still tape on the inside of the jaw. But luckily for me, I was to find a better tutorial for my second attempt. Sky V2! She was my first fursuit that I wasn't terrified to bring out in public. She was made back in 2015, I'd say, with version 1 being 2014. First time using luxury shag and actually lining the fursuit too. And this headbase is the same one in Sky today, until I remake her. Then came Boots the Ferret. I'm still not too upset about the structure of this one overall. I'm not sure if it looks like a ferret, but hey, it was my first ever commission and I'd still love to make another ferret someday. My second commission was Mina the Cat. Not sure if it looks like a cat, but structure wasn't my forte at the time. She was my first full suit as well. I'd love to be able to remake her one day, so Mina, if you're watching this, call me. Then was Evie the Galactic Bat. I had a lot of fun with her, especially the arm wings. I remember the ears being so big I couldn't even fit through the door. And I got to photograph her at the beach as I was on a holiday with family at the time. Also a suit I'd really like to remake someday if I get the chance. Next is Dionysus. This was a personal duchy of mine that has since been thrown out and redesigned, the old design being given to a friend. I remember how much of a pain in the ass this guy was to sew together, but overall I was really happy with him. However, his ears reminded me of an airplane for sure, and he did have a lot of holes. Urich was next in line to be made, and he featured some scarring, which was really fun for me to do. I really started to play around with my eye style for him, and you can clearly see my style of ears, which are triangles. Forest. Fun fact, this suit was used to run a scam on Furby because he was a giveaway suit on Fairy Amino all those years ago. I can see my hand paws there as well, the design I used for a while based on a really old tutorial. Next is Alex, a local suit and a fennec fox. Another plantigrade suit, and I think I designed new feet paws for her. Shushi! Unfortunately, the owner of this suit has passed away, but hopefully I'll still get to see him around with his new owner. Shush actually has hidden UV markings, but they didn't really work well on long fur, but they're there. They're there. Also my first attempt at a duchy tail, and I remember that thing wouldn't stop twisting. It literally from the start, and it would rotate even though I sewed it together. It was so frustrating. There's a pool noodle in it as well. I tried to fix it. Sebastian! Fun fact, I don't think this suit has been washed since I made it, and it's still white somehow. Truly a mystery. I also played around with interchangeable tongues and magnetic parts for this guy. His halo is removable and he has 3 different tongues. Matt the Rat. He was actually a gift suit for a friend of mine, and I remember agonizing over these little antenna horn things for so long. The tail is taller than I am too, and you can see how my hand paw style has changed to stuffed rather than foam. A great choice in my opinion. And now we have Sky version 3, and my first digigrade full suit. I revamped the head base, gave her new eyes and new paws as well. The feet for her didn't really work in that opinion, and it was only very recently I actually got around to remaking them. Trip! They're totally not a sparkle dog. Also had magnetic features in 3 removable hairstyles. I also started moving towards a rounder eye shape for my eyes. Booger the Sodaroo, my first kangaroo, and I don't think I did too bad. Okay, I'm gonna start bulking suits together so this video doesn't end up being an hour long. Switch and Riker. You can really see the round eyes coming through on these guys. Riker had sparkle paw pads, which I was really excited about. And Switch had the most complicated tail I had made up until that point. Enjabear and Angelina. These guys look a bit different to my suits, and that's because they were for a children's book author. So these guys are technically mascots rather than fursuits. They even got to go to Angelina's book launch. Urich got a revamp next, again with the round eyes. I'm glad I moved away from that nowadays, but I really like the digi on this guy. Neon and Madara, 2 duchies made and premiered at the exact same time, and both very complicated. Neon had splatter markings on his face and body, and Madara had airbrushed spots. Still really happy with how both of these guys turned out. And then
followed by another duchy, Aviator. I think she turned out really cute as well as the complex markings on the tail. Howler, Cello, and Rooms. These guys was when I was trying out new styles to see what I liked. The problem is I liked all of them. I also started changing my ear shape to be a lot less triangle. Thank God. Krellos. He's definitely the weirdest suit I've made, as well as my first hooves, but I was really super duper happy with the digi and the short fur on this guy. Ghosty. My first pre-made, which I sold at Fursuits 2018. I love making Bodes so much, and I want to make so many more, and I was really happy with how she turned out. Tooth is up next, an original angel dragon species called the Tunnel Claw. They have this scaling down the front of their face, and I was really happy with how that turned out. Venice, having a suit that resembles a dog but is secretly a dragon, was definitely an interesting make. I also got to experiment with my outdoor deluxe feet paws. Quantum, my second kangaroo. Super duper happy with this guy and the digi. So many things on this Roo boy. Outdoor feet, leathery hands, and kangaroo feet. Treble! God, this guy had a Guinness logo on his hand, and that was hand felted into the back of his paws. It took me many hours, as did all those spots. But I was really happy with him in the end, and got to shoot his photos at a bar as well. Ari! You may recognize this suit from my tutorials. She took a lot of hand sewing for those markings, and I think she had my very first 3D printed eyes. Willow, Nat, and Oscar. More fursuit style puberty! I tried messing around with all of the styles for these three, and you can see how much they differ. God, even now I'm still finding my style. It takes you a while, I'll tell you that. Skyehigh! He was my first actual dragon, with a very specific style in mind. He was owned by the same person who owned Shush, so he now has a new owner, and I can't wait to see them bring him to life even more. He has 3D printed eyes, LEDs, and hand claws, which were a lot of fun. Balto was next. Woo! Thanks, Balt. This is my boyfriend's suit. His markings broke me a little, not gonna lie, but I really got to experiment with different fur lengths with him, and he got a full set of 3D printed teeth too. After Balto came Dander. He got some more scars and pointier ears, as well as those teeth again. Now it's Jay's turn. She was another duchy, and I couldn't be happier with her digi. Apparently people like how I do duchies, as they're the second most common suits I get next to canines. Then came Nova. Oh, sweet precious Nova, how you broke me. Hand sewn, flame, markings. A lot of them. There's a lot of work that went into this suit, and to top it all off, he wanted to skydive in it. So the head has straps that you can attach it to the bodysuit, and all of the body seams are double seamed, but hey, I think he was worth it in the end. Then came Seaway, my second ever pre-made. He's a corgi, and I got to use short fur for the first time. I really prefer using it nowadays, but unfortunately short furs don't come in all colours. I also tried out Cliffsuit's hand paw pattern, which turned out really nice. Nimbus is up next. I really love how she looks. I actually love duchies with normal pupated eyes, and I think they look absolutely adorable. Then came Blaze and Storm, two heads for kids. I actually really like the structure of these guys, and I think it was around the time I started to become happy with my style. I also really started cracking down on my shaves too. Next was Opie, my colour changing fursuit. Boy was she a challenge. With attached indoor feet and airbrushed fur, she was an artistic liberty suit that I decided to torture myself with. But in the end, I'm really happy with her. Next up is Velvet. Didn't get a good chance to take photos of him, but he features 3D printed piercings and huge bangs. It was fun to mess around with new hairstyles for sure. Next was my first dinosaur, the Raptor pre-made with full 3D printed teeth and 3-fingered hand paws. I was ecstatic with this guy, and the shave was almost perfect for the first time in a very long time. I was over the moon. Then came this duchy. I tried something a little bit different with the paws of these guys, but I was reworking my hand paw pattern and still am. That's not too surprising. He also features a very different looking pupil. Almost to the current day, Bode. He featured my first ever articulated wiggle tail, first ever floppy ears, and my own paw pattern, which I was finally happy with, then proceeded to lose the pattern for. Really happy with pretty much everything about Bode. Next up is Tarvish. I was a bit over the moon about this guy. He features a grump expression, 5-fingered hand paws, and outdoor deluxe feet paws that I think I did a lot better on him, and I'm actively trying to improve my work every day. Next up is Lela. She is probably the latest mini partial I have completed. She featured big eyes, my reworked hand paw design again because I lost it. Still pretty happy with it. And a big fluffy tail. And finally, my latest one is Coda, just the fursuit head. I'm still trying to work more and more towards Sky's style at first, and I think I got a little bit closer with him. And now we are back to the present day. I hope you enjoyed this journey through the Skyehigh ages, and maybe I'll do an updated one every year. What do you guys think? Let me know down below, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. I comment back within the first 2 hours, every single comment. So I'll see you there. Goodbye.